Hey Mapstackers, welcome to the live stream. In today's stream, we're going to be going back to our UK map. So you might remember this map from a couple of streams ago where we broke the UK up into areas and then mapped it based on house price. And what we discovered is there's some really big variations in the property prices in the UK between, lower bounds is down around 130,000 and the upper bounds 1.3 million. So we also covered this map in the podcast. So we figured out where the most expensive property is, where the most affordable property is. I thought it would be good to contrast that against median household income because some of the properties might not look like such a bargain if the median household income is much lower. And some of the expensive property might not look so expensive if it's offset by high salaries. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing an open data challenge. I'm going into this completely blind. I'm going to go and try and find the income data for the UK and join it onto the data that we have in this map here. So let's jump straight in. Let's see how easy it is to find. Do you remember the property data was really easy to find? It was the top result in Google. So we're going to say UK household income data. Let's see what we got. ONS in spot number 1. Okay, so, or was it spot number 2? So it looks like it's both the same site. Let's go for stat number 1. Average household income UK financial year ending 2021. Household income inequality. Okay, that'd be an interesting one for the future, but this is what we're interested in today. Data sets related to income and wealth. Okay, so they're related to these. Let's jump in. Economic well-being, effects tax, average household income, financial year 2021. So we're going around the houses here. Now let's see if the data is here. So average household income, UK financial year ending 2021. Final estimates of average household income. Right, let's just search in here and see if we see data about the data, measuring the data, view all the data used in this statistical bulletin. Average household income data. All right, so what's really nice with the UK sites is they have a very similar feel. So I can remember getting the property price data, and it wasn't even from the ONS website, it was from another website. But the interface was very similar. It's laid out in the same way. So hopefully we'll get through and we'll be able to get that data as a download. So what have we got here? Financial year ending 2021 as an Excel SX, so a spreadsheet. I'm on Linux, so I'm not even sure if this is going to open in LibreOffice. And usually whenever I see that, it means it's not going to be a straight CSV. It's going to have headers and pages. Yeah, exactly what I thought. Millions of tables. Wow. Okay, so this is pretty in depth. A time series of mean and median equalized household disposable incomes. Let's see how this is actually broken up. So that's table 1. 78 all people. Okay, so this data here, it looks like it's data for the entire country, which is not what we're after. So I think we're actually in the wrong place. But we do know what they call it. Financial year ending, about this data set. UK household incomes. Now, what I remember from when we built this map is the areas that the UK is broken up into is something called local area districts. Now, and we talked about in that video how if you ask most people in the UK what's a local area district, they would have absolutely no idea. It's not something we usually use when we're talking about areas of the country. Most people will be familiar with their postcode, they'll be familiar with their county, their town, or their city. But some of these governmental administrative boundaries that are used for statistical purposes are not so familiar to us. The US seems to be much better in this regard. They tend to use zip codes and counties and things like this that most people are familiar with. So let's try Googling that. Let's say UK household income by local authority. Maybe it's local authority. I can't remember now. I can't remember if there's local authority by local authority. Okay, this looks like what we're after. Data set, gross disposable income. This is 2021. This is 2020. Let's jump in and let's see what we've got. Okay, so this is a Freedom of Information Act. So this is something we have in the UK. So basically we can go to the government and say that we can request any of the information that we know to be in their possession, and providing it's not sort of classified, I think they're obliged to publish it for us. So that's what this looks like here. It says, for the period from 1995 to the most recent year available, please could you provide data on median household income and median individual income by local authority. Small areas, earnings, hours worked, places, full range of estimates, mean total. So financial year ending 2018. So people in work. This data looks a little bit old. Release date 2020. Okay, so this is quite laggy actually. Total income, net annual income. So these are available as CSVs, and that's an XLS. Net annual income before housing cost. Let's go for the total annual income as a CSV. And I tend to avoid these Excel files because my LibreOffice don't like them. Okay, let's open this up. So what have we got here? County Durham. Okay, so we have these areas. So total area household income by middle layer super output area. You know, this is where the UK gets really complicated. What is a middle layer super output area? So remember before we were looking at local authority districts, I believe they were called. Let's find Bristol in here. So yeah, so this looks like it's a layer of detail that's one lower than what we did here for the property prices. So my plan originally was that I was going to join the household income into this data so we could see both sets of the data at the same time. However, it might be interesting to download this data and make a more detailed map, because you can see here, so I'm from Bristol, and it looks like it's broken Bristol up into 57 areas. So so those small areas of the cities are, yeah, whatever a middle layer super output area is. I think the word ward would be more common. Let's just have a little look to see if we can get the data for local area, local authority districts. I remember they're called a LAD. I can't remember what the LAD stands for. Local Authority Delivery Scheme. UK statistics. What is LAD? Local Authority Delivery. That doesn't sound right. Local Authority District. Yeah, this is what I thought it meant. That's what we had in the last map. So we want UK. I'm pretty sure that's what we put in before. UK household income by local authority district, and we're kind of back at the same results. Let's go into this gross disposable income. UKD, UKF, Midlands. So it's not in a single data set. Regional accounts. Let's go back. That's web. Data London. Households below average income. Households below average income. So this one isn't going to be, at first glance, this isn't going to be as easy as the house price data. So small area estimates for small areas, wards. The first 4 rows of the file. City of London, Barking and Dagenham. Okay, is this only for London though? Because those are all areas in London. I suppose the only way is to download the file and let's have a look at what we got. Hendon, Falcon, St Michael's. I don't know, this looks suspiciously like it's only going to be London. Yeah, that is London only. Let's just double check to see if we've got Bristol in there. There is no Bristol, so that's London only data. So, back to data set. Oh yeah, Greater London Authority. Okay, there we are. So, let's get rid of the household. Median income by local authority district. Let's spell median wrong. So we've been in there. Maybe let's try to go into data.gov directly. Find open data. Okay, so let's rather than using Google as our friend here, maybe let's try and just start at the beginning of datagov.uk website and try and find our way in. Let's start with the search. Household income by ethnicity, household below average income data set. Middle income household. So it's got it broken up into like lots and lots of vectors here, but the search is not great. Household income, London Authority. All right, so let's try and see if we can add some filters on this. Publisher. See, this is too much data. So one of the things I say about with open data is sometimes it's like drinking through a fire hydrant. There's so much open data out there that it's not, if it's not put in a format where it's easy to find, then to me it's not really open. It's free as in beer, not free as in speech. I'm not going to be charged for using this data, but it's not easy to get to. So what are we looking here for? Economy, I think, is business and economy. And once again, we just get a massive list. House price index, that's what we were looking at last time. Okay, so that's right at the top. So it's obviously popular data. Transaction data, allergy alerts, survey of income, household income by ethnicity. Maybe if we go into one of these, we'll be able to step back. Okay, so search, no, open government data license. Race, household income by ethnicity, household income 2021, and a preview. Let's see what's in the preview. Okay, so this is a file that seems to be based on race, and it doesn't seem to be broken up into different geographic areas, which is a shame. It'd be interesting to see what the formats available here are. So you'll notice that on this site, none of them are map ready formats. But let's stick with the CSV, Business and Economy, Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. It looks like we're not going to find this here, are we? So it's not. We don't Rochdale or Stockport. 6 results. No, it is not there. Right, let's step out a little bit. UK income by area. Oh, no, for small areas. So this looks like the data that we went to before. So measuring the data. Oh, we got a map. Very nice. So what are we looking here? It's a little slow to load. So we've got the income brackets here, but it's not. Yeah, this is broken up into much smaller areas. We might be able to step up the data. Let's go back to the spreadsheet that we're in. I think we might have a summary for all of the. So let's go to Durham. So we found City of Bristol before, didn't we? So let's go back to Bristol. Okay, here's City of Bristol. 39,000. Okay. We are going to map this data here. So we're going to go for this MSOA data. So what we're going to need straight away, let's dive straight in. So we're going to need the mapping data now. So let's close. We've gone a bit crazy with the tabs here. Let's get these tabs up. So let's go MSOA. I'm going to put shapefile because I know from experience it's the easiest way to find the geodata here in Google. So we've got a few sites to choose from here, but here's the boundary data. Got it available as GeoJSON as well. Nice. Or at least they said they did. Here what we find is shapefiles. So 2011 generalized clipped, super generalized clipped boundaries. Let's do that. Let's go for the small one. We don't want to take up hard drive too much. Please sign in. The site requires ArcGIS credentials. Really? Office for National Statistics. I need to have an ArcGIS license to download this data. Edit this data. Sorry, that's just poor. Right. Bye-bye. Open. Let's go into the Open Geography portal. That spinner says we're going to go to the same place. Boundaries for middle of full resolution. 2021. Okay, this is actually boundaries full extent, MSO local authority for England and Wales, boundaries generalized and clipped. Okay, so this is more up to date as well. So let's grab this and hope we're not required to have a sign in to get it. Oh, I thought it was going to break then. I thought it was going to break. Okay, well, that is a very detailed data set. Look at... Oh, I like how that generalization is working. It's kind of cool. Okay, let's download this data. What we got? CSV, KML, shapefile, GeoJSON, 13 megs. We're going to use the shapefile actually for the time being, because I remember when we were dealing with this data last time in QGIS, QGIS really wasn't liking that GeoJSON. So let's open this. Let's extract that to a new folder. Oh, extract the data. We'll have a new one. We'll have a new folder. Let's call this UK. UK income data. Go in there and let's extract. Show the files. What have we got? We've got it here. So now let's open this up in our QGIS. All right, while we're waiting for QGIS to start, error. Waiting for QGIS to start, let's go back into this spreadsheet. So this is a CSV. If anybody's worked with CSVs will know that if we're going to upload this into QGIS, we are going to need to clip these 3 rows here first. So we're going to delete those. And we're also going to scrub any of the data that we don't need here. So local authority code, local authority name, total annual income, upper confidence limit, lower confidence limit. I think we'll use all of... Actually, we want to make a simple and easy to use map. So we're just going to use the total annual income, and we are going to scrub these confidence limits here. Let's keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, silly, keep it simple, stupid. What's the acronym for? Yeah, we don't need all these. Local authority code, we don't need that. We just need that MSO code. Region code. Oh. Region name, Northeast. Yeah, let's get rid of those. Where's my delete columns gone? There we go, delete columns. All right, we've thinned out the data a little bit. How many records are there here? This is like 7,000, so about like double the US county file data. And now let's save that as, we're going to go the data, UK income data, annual income 2018. This is like really out of date, isn't it? That's really out of date. Right, before we continue, total annual income, MSOA. Let's see if we can get some more up-to-date data. We just had a census. We had a census in 2021. I don't think income is actually one of the census questions. Income estimates for small areas. So total income 2018. This could be the last time that this data was actually collected. So let's just 2018. No. Okay, it looks like 2018's the newest we've got, unfortunately. Not brilliant. So let's go in. Did I save the data already? No, I didn't. I was about to, wasn't I? I was about to. Get back into QGIS. Save as the data, UK income data. Right, bang. Right, I'm saving it this time. And we're going to save it as a CSV. And now let's go back to QGIS. Don't use preferred transformation between... Okay, yes, right, whatever. Right, so let's bring in that tabular data now. And the data. Add, close, and we should be able to do a straight join. Let's hope that these, so we've got these MSOA code there, and what we should have in here is open attribute table, MSOA 21. Okay, so I think that CD stands for code, I guess. Okay, so one of my pet hates here, non-human readable column names, MSOA. Now, these actually follow a similar structure to the property data we had before. So I'm assuming CD is code, NM is name, 21 is when this data is good for. So here's the question. If the income data we have here is from 2018 and this is from 2021, are they going to align? Are these two things going to line up? I suppose this moment of truth. Also, let's open the attribute table on this. Global ID, shape area. Why we're here, let's trim this data out as well, because I don't like overweight data. I don't like. Every time I think of a hard drive, it's Bitcoin that's really got me thinking about this. People talk about Bitcoin, of what's the cost to the environment of Bitcoin, of having all this Bitcoin mining happening. I think the same thing is true of just any hard disk that's live on the internet. That has a cost. It has an energy cost. So something we should probably try and avoid is duplicate data being stored. You know, a lot of these shapefiles like this might be stored in hundreds of places or thousands of places across the internet. You know, each of them individually small, but when you add it together, it probably has a significant energy cost. On a side note, one of the things I've actually been working on at Mapstack is every time a file of any data set is uploaded to Mapstack, we do what's called an MD5 hash on the file. So an MD5 hash will give a unique hash code to any file that's always unique to that file. And if you change just one character in the file, it will produce a different code. So what happens when you upload a data set to Mapstack? We look in the database, we see if we already have a file on record that has the same MD5 hash. If we do, we just link your map to the existing data. So there's never any replication. In future, I'm planning on taking that one step further and allocating a unique hash to each individual feature within the data set. But that's a bit more of an undertaking. We'll talk about that another day. Let's get back where we were here. So what we were doing here is we're trimming the fat. We are trimming the fat from this file. So we're going to get rid of all of these because we don't need those for the join that we're doing. Get off of here and we're going to hit save. Now we're going to go in here and we're going to do our join. So how it always works, joins, add, MSOA code, MOSA. We're going to trim this down because we don't want all of that gumph on the beginning of our headers. We hit OK, apply. Just thinking about it. Okay, now let's have a look in the data and see whether we've hit. Okay, so we now have annual income. So what I'm going to do now, let's just scroll and see if we've got any holes in here. Because like I said, the income data is 2018. The MSOA area files 2021. I think we're good. Oh, we've got a few nulls there for Wrexham. Okay, so I think we'll look at that on the map to see how that's going to work out. Now, we could do some symbology right here in QGIS, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to take it straight to Mapstack. So we know that join, you know, one of these, I'm saying quirks, let's say quirks of QGIS is at the moment, the joins that I've done is only stored in memory. It's not stored on disk. So to save it on disk, I'm going to have to go in here and I'm going to export all of the features as a new GeoJSON file. We are going to put it in our UK income data folder and we're going to call it UK MSOA median income. It'd be interesting to see how big this file size is because on the staging version of Mapstack at the moment, we've set the file size limit to 20 megabytes. And this is a design decision, a lot for efficiency. Smaller maps are quicker to load, they're more focused, and it means that we can push a lot more of the processing onto the client rather than have it happen on the server. So we're definitely angling towards smaller data sets where possible. Okay, so this is right in the upper tier, 46. Now, I can't remember on staging at the moment whether the limit is 20 megabytes or 50 megabytes. So we have some intrigue here. We're going to find out whether that is too big to be uploaded to Mapstack. Okay, the tension is mounting. So I'm going to sign into my account. Right, and we're going to go to think it was my sandbox workspace where I put the previous UK map. Yeah, there it is. This is my sandbox, my little playground where I play with things. Once Mapstack's been launched onto production, I'm going to make some dedicated workspaces for probably one for the UK data and then one for the US data. So you guys at home can access these maps and play with them into the future. So here we go. We've got the data. Let's see whether this is a straight upload. Okay, right. It's scraped under. So the limit must be 50 megabytes at the moment. I knew it was. All right, so let's get all these properties in. We're going to use all of them. Okay, so we're going to call this MSOA code. Once again, we're getting rid of these codes and we're moving to human readable names. So we're going to say MSOA name. Local authority name. I can't remember whether was that the same. Let's go back to the data. Use that banging in the background. We've got a fire door that's just outside this room and it closes with quite the thud. So we'll go in here and okay. So the local this name and this name are basically replications. So once again, let's trim the fat. Let's get rid of that column. Don't need it. Okay. So am I in the right one? They're the ones with the joins. Okay, this was the new data set, wasn't it here? So let's remove that. Don't need you anymore. We're going to come in here and open the attribute table. All right, there we go. And what we can see here is we've got some duplication here. So we are going to trim the fat and we are going to remove that column. Okay, there we go. Finish the edits. Hit the save. All right, and we are done. Now let's go back to our map and we're going to scratch this. We're going to scratch this and we're going to upload the data again. Oh, where have I gone? Where's my browser window gone? Okay, we're going to come back in here and we're going to upload the file again. I think did we trim a couple of megabytes off there? Yeah, we did. Look, there we go. We saved 3 megabytes. Might not sound much, but those 3 megabytes add up if this is on file forever. So we're going to use all of those. Let's go back in again. We're going to call that MSOA code. We're going to call this one local authority. Now, one thing that I'm not sure about, maybe you can give your feedbacks in the comments below. To capitalize the first letter of each word or not in column headers. I'm really on the fence with this one. I always used to capitalize the first word. Recently, I've been putting lowercase. What I'd really like to have on Mapstack is some sort of de facto standardization where possible. So we have some we just think this is best practice and everybody follow it. So there's a lot of consistency of the data within the system going forward. As we talked about when we were looking at that UK government data, how different government data portals have the same look and layout. And that kind of consistency is really important. It allows us to navigate our way through data and through software more easily. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Region name. So these guys have gone for the lowercase. I'm going to go up. Whoa, what's going on my keyboard? Region name. Total annual income. Special character. So what was that special character? Pounds? Sterling? I don't know. That's how it came out of the. That's the raw data there that we downloaded from the Gov. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to leave it at nothing. I think it was probably pounds, but it's a UK site, so it's obviously going to be pounds. I don't think we need to that. It's superfluous to requirements. Okay, next. So the title property is going to be the local authority name. Nothing's averages here. Nothing's percentages. No properties are available. That is very interesting. So I think we've got a situation here where the data that was inside there is actually being stored as a string. That is very interesting. Okay, so this is one of the problems that you get with data is poor structure, especially with geodata, when we're moving between GeoJSON and shapefiles, some files stipulate the type, and some files the type is inferred. So in GeoJSON, if you have a number and it doesn't have speech marks around it, it's considered to be a string. Now, Mapstack's just said when we uploaded the data, there's no columns in there that contain number properties. So I think when we open this up and we go and look at the fields, what we're going to see, yeah, the annual income has actually been represented in here as a string, which is not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit it, and I think we'll be able to fix this using the field calculator. So what we're going to do is we are going to update, and no, we're going to create a new field, because update, it will still have the same type. The output field name, what we will do is we will call it, what's it called in the data itself? Total annual income. We're going to call it the same thing. We're going to call it total annual income, wasn't it? Okay, there we go. Oh, missed an N. Total annual income, it's going to be a whole number. And we are going to get that by going down here and going to fields and values. And we're going to get total annual income, 39,000. Let's have 10 samples. Oh, we've got a null there. It's a bit strange. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. Let's hit the OK button. All right, that didn't work. Don't believe it worked anyway. So let's go OK here. Let's go back and have another look. Open attribute table. Okay. All right, we have got those values there. We don't want to do the edit anymore, so let's hit save. Okay, and I think we're golden. So let's go back over to Mapstack again. Let's do this again. So let's upload the new data. So here's the new data that just updated at 240. Next, we're going to take all of these, hit next, and we're going to say MSOA code, total annual income, local authority name, and the region name. Right, so the title property is going to be the local authority name. These are averages. Yes, the total annual income is an average for all of the households within that MSOA. Right, prize if you can remember what MSOA stands for. Something authority. I don't know. I can't remember. I've forgotten it already. One of my pet peeves is those names here in the UK. It's not a percentage. We don't have any categories. Let's hit go. So what geographic area are we mapping? UK. What are we mapping? MSOA. So let's try and MSOA. What does it stand for? Middle layer super output area. It's like, are we going to put that really? Middle area. I forgot. Middle soup. I've forgotten it already. It's like my brain. Middle layer super output area. Where's the L? Why is there no L? Why is it MSOA? Why is it not called MLSOA? Oh, it's really this is the kind of name that was created by a committee. I can just tell. There was a lot of people sat around a table. Each of them had competing ideas about what it should call. All of those ideas were great on their own, but instead they decided to bundle them all together, and this is what we got. Anybody who was sat around that table, ping me in the comments below. Let me know if that's how it went down. Middle layer super output area. Middle layer super output area. Code name MSOA. There we are. And what's the map topic? Household income. Is it household income? My brain's just gone dead now. Was that household income or was it total income? Now let's get into the history. income estimates for small areas. So let's go and see if we've got some metadata here. Small area model income estimates covering local area. Main points. Average household income by local area. Okay, so it is average. Now, someone called me up on the comments the other day for not saying median. Let's see whether the Office for National Statistics has also committed the crime. Okay, they've got median. Well, that's in another data set, related links. No, they haven't done it as well. ONS, we've got to say what type of average we're working with. We're working with medians, we've got to say so. Average, so median household income. There we go. That's a beefy name now. And that's one hell of a map name. And default visualization, there's only one. Okay, and let's press the submit. Forgotten how to talk. Let's press the submit button and let's see what we got. Drum roll, please. There we go. We've got the areas, and then color them in. Whoa, there we go. We have a map of UK middle layer super output area median household income map. We've got some grey areas in here, which is not great. I wonder whether there were some areas that were actually missed by the join that we did. I think I'll go and have a look at that afterwards. So I'm going to go look at Bristol, as I always do, because null. So it looks like there's some gaps between the 2018 data and the 2021 data. Probably as a result of a fair bit of gerrymandering. Gerrymandering, is that the right word? Gerrymandering, I expect. So we've got quite a few around Bristol. A few in the Welsh Valleys as well. Okay, so I might need to go and clean this data up, but I think we've got the basics there. We're going to refresh because this browser is absolutely crawling at the moment. All right, there we go. Okay, so there's the map. We have total annual income for the UK middle layer super output areas. And I think we're going to be making a podcast about this map at the end of the week. So we'll dig into the map and we'll see what patterns and trends we can identify in the data. And what I'll do is between now and then, I think what I'll do is I'll look for the 2018 MSOA areas so they properly align with the income data that we have. And then hopefully we won't have all of these little gaps in the middle of the map. Okay, thanks for watching. That was the live stream. Hope you enjoyed it and I'll speak to you all next time. Goodbye.